Good morning. So, yeah, back on the. Oh, I've got a bit of a spot there, isn't it? Back on the videos. I had a day off yesterday, so I didn't get any opportunity to do a video, and kind of experimented with it, and a lot kind of happened yesterday. So, yeah. No prep, no thought, no lots of thoughts, but I don't know how I'm going to talk about this because it's some sensitive issues that happened yesterday, and some realizations, or can I trust myself? All these thoughts that are going through my mind. So I don't know where I am today. I had a terrible night's sleep because of something that was spoke about. I'll go through. But yeah, sorry, I had a terrible night's sleep. And to analyze and to make sure that I'm thinking and I'm aware, I did a few things that were out of my ordinary recently, my recent routine, therapy routine, and consequently had a bad night's sleep. So I'm going to go through those two or three things if I remember, and just to like document them and see the next time, see if I can work out and which one perhaps is a cause for a night like that, or you just have nights like that. I don't know. So Bud update, medication update. We managed to get back on the amnesia hay. So dankeschön. However, that last lot was nice. I think that last lot was a hybrid because it was neither kind of there or there. It was neither here or there. It was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a hybrid. But anyway, nice experience, and yeah, another one to try. So, yeah, let's get started. It's day 18, stroke 19. So we're on day 19 today, approaching 3 weeks. Wow, 3 weeks. Sounds a long time to me, and I'm doing all right. Yeah, good. Okay, right. So let's get the medication sessions started. I come to a new location today because I wasn't quite happy with the last one. Talk about that in a second. So I hope there's happiness in the world. Get happy, be happy, stay happy, as my baby Mila says, be happy bappy. That's what she says. I think I taught her that, but happy bappy is what we say in our house. So let's be happy bappy. Good. On that note, let's get this bad boy lit. Another nicely rolled joint today. Really, really smooth. I mean, there's a few little gaps in there, but I think it's going to go down quite nicely. So here's to it. Also, yeah, also, forget about that. This brings me on to something I wanted to talk about, because since I've been doing this marijuana properly, like I'm doing it, I've noticed two things. And one of them is let's call it side effects, something that I don't particularly like and enjoy, and I think I could correct it, and I'll show you how I'm going to try that in a minute. But it's memory loss in mid sentence. Memory loss, like you lose your track of your thought, you lose your way in the conversation if you're trying to explain things. So it's very easy. It's like brain freeze. But it's not brain freeze. I'll tell you why. People call it that, I think. But here's how it is for me. Firstly, it happens when I'm talking generally about or to someone who I need to be on the ball with, like i.e. my parents, and or talking about something that is relevant at the moment, not something that's just like an easy conversation. If it's a thought-provoking conversation, then I'll kind of be trying to make my point, or because it's important this communication for me. Because I don't think people, not everybody necessarily has those skills, and so I think it's that you're never going to teach everyone, and maybe they don't want to, or maybe they have, and maybe we're just different. I don't know, but anyway, so I'm trying to basically communicate so that I'm explaining myself to the best I can, so there's no misunderstandings. And then, like, as I'm getting to the end of one point, in my head, a whole flipping 2-hour conversation will go on about something that I've thought of from that, because that's what I'm doing lately, and this is what it does to me. I feel that thought, that thinking and moving on to different ideas and blah blah blah. So I think I'm kind of doing that in the moment, and then so going back to reality and going, oh, what was I talking about? Which is quite funny, but it's really annoying. So there's that one, and then literally, look, I've just forgot the other one. The second side effect that I don't particularly like. I'll think of it in a minute. But there's another one. So with the brain one, and I was going to do this anyway. This is on my list to do. I think as it was on one of my videos actually, a product called Alpha Brain. Turns out, I did do a video. Alpha Brain. Turns out there's a property illegal, so I've ordered this new one. This Brainzyme, I think it's called. So that should arrive today, and according to that, this can alleviate that problem. Naturally, they're called nootropics, and they're kind of a natural combination of some natural ingredients, like Amazonian ingredients, or nature, mixed into a supplement, a capsule, and it does something like fixes your neurotransmitters, or I don't know, but gives you more clarity, puts your words together, your sentences together, and generally something good for the brain. So I wanted to try something like that anyway. So let's see if that. And now I've got something to really target in, and they claim that can be that kind of feeling of losing your way in your conversation can be altered in like an hour. They actually say an hour, but let's take that from a pinch of salt. But certainly soon. So hopefully they'll arrive today. So that's good. And then I had a day off yesterday, and I just thought, here's one of the things that maybe could have affected some sleep, or could have affected my day, because I didn't do the video yesterday. I chose not to because it's a bit of a ball ache. Excuse me. It's not a ball ache, but when I'm working, I'm up early, getting to work, got that kind of routine where I can go just do this for 20 minutes and then get on my way. But on a day off, especially after a tough week, I really did have a tough week, and I didn't want to get in the van and go and sit in the van. You know what I mean? It's not particularly nice in it. It's not. Don't get me wrong, I love the old Trojan, but it's called Trojan, this van. Story for another day. And it's not even a story; it's just a name. So me and the Trojan, we're all right, but I don't want to come here every morning. The goal is to have somewhere, be an adult and have my own place, and be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and that's good for me. And I'm not going to get that where I am right now, and that's my fault, my responsibility. So tried to having a day off yesterday, and maybe that was a contribution to a poor night's sleep. But monitor and recognize for next time. So then I got a lot done. Oh, nice one for the mental health. Cleaning. Oh, flipping heck. So underrated. I'm generally clean, but, tidy maybe. Tidy, clean, maybe slightly different, but certainly yesterday was a clean up job. Like moving all the furniture out, like deep clean, all up, polishing and the van as well. So I'm actually sitting here and it's a bit nicer. So but it won't be soon, because it's difficult to keep your office clean when you're raining and delivering and blah blah blah. So anyway, did that, but felt better. sorted out my finances, just like fit, because a lot's changed this last week, and this is it's just a good opportunity just to change a few things around because they weren't working. To some of the spreadsheets and things that I'm using and apps were a little bit complicated, so I sorted that, and I think I'm getting to a better system now. Excuse me. I've reduced the tabs so that it's just a lot more smooth and streamlined. So did that. Went to see my cousin for a walk, which was cool, and then came home. Right. So then I came home. Sometimes I get this nausea. I'm gonna stay on the low. It's really not nice. And I just got some new Yakults, and I think when I take Yakult it stops. So I've just got some in, so I'm back on them because for sure this nausea came back after I stopped taking them the first time, and it's just like that feeling of being sick, and if I don't just concentrate a little bit, then who knows where it could lead. So yeah, still watching. I've still got to watch that diet. Right, so sorry. So where was I? Yes, I came home and basically over the course of like the afternoon, evening, got some convos in with my dad. And this isn't like this. I'm all of this. I'm gonna keep really. I've spent all night thinking about this. Not all night, but I only slept 4 or 5 hours last night. And I even woke up to write things down because of this conversation and where it kind of led. And I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to go into the details because I think I'm not that bothered anymore. Because at the moment, I'm not really trusting my opinions, at least my first opinions, and I really can't wait to start working with a therapist. All this amateur psychotherapy and amateur psychology is exhausting, it's tiring, and I'm not sure it's beneficial in the end, because unless you're with like-minded people who are willing to kind of understand and have these things, empathy, understanding, compassion, and really have them, then it feels to me like this journey I'm going, although I feel like I need to come back to my parents to kind of settle the traumas and the childhood issues that I have, I feel like this journey is actually just taking us further and further apart after last night's conversation. But it's fresh, and I don't, like I said, I hadn't smoked. I should have gone out and medicated, but it was about 7:30, 8, and I don't generally smoke after 7, 6, 7, my kind of later, unless I'm socializing or working. So yeah, and I just thought, excuse me, I just thought, that's the other side effect that I don't like, is this coughing. Oh God, it's horrible. Oh God. Anyway, that should be it now. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think this journey I'm going on is going to take, unless they're willing to kind of change, to keep it simple, because I've been going deep into this one all night, and I just can't be bothered anymore. And I just think, I don't know if this is an epiphany moment, but really last night, some of the questions, I tried to let him talk last night and just ask questions like, why do you think that? You know, and let him just talk so that I can get his point of view now as it is, instead of me assuming his point of view and trying to change it to a way of thinking that I'm favouring, which I do feel is a better way of communicating and thinking and being. I do think it's a better way of life. I really do. And I don't think I'm crazy to think that. Like, how can being spiritually, consciously aware, you know, have awareness for nature, for your surroundings, have a love for humans, release the ego so that no one's right and no one's wrong, and everyone can be who the hell they want to be, and so on and so on. And it's a bit hippie, yeah, it is. It's a bit yogi, yeah, of course it is. No, I've never thought of myself as a yogi. And I've been thinking, like, you know, it's interesting how these kind of yogis, I call them yogis, I shouldn't really, but, you know, spiritually connected people. I mean, I was going to say, aren't they, you know, they're all kind of stick together because they're like-minded people. But isn't that just religion? Isn't that just community? Like, a good, thriving community has surely have to have an element of like-minded people to operate that thriving community, you know? And the religion side of it, and my dad's religious. He's Catholic. He really is. Like, we'll have, because I've been atheist. I haven't known, or to be surprise, been guided into anything like that, or, you know, told to believe in anything. But apparently he is, and I'm not sure, because although I've never actually read the Bible, you know, we obviously have our understanding of it, of what I call the story, which is probably it's a great story, yeah. But you know, actually, is, you know, I don't know. Does the Bible have anything? Has he learned any of these spiritual? Because isn't religion spiritual? You know, believing in a faith, believing in something out there. You know that. Anyway, if the Bible does have any of that in it, then you know, I would question. There's so many questions, and the answers. Some of these questions that I was asking last night in this dialogue that I wanted to kind of get from his point of view, I was really shocked and really concerned, because, like, it's concerned in a way, you know, not that I think, oh God, I feel sorry for you. No, I'm just concerned because if I go down this path where where I feel like I'm being drawn to and I'm being attracted to, and I've had small little pockets of throughout my life where I know that I perform better as a human, for me and everybody around me and everything around me. Then then I don't know if they're both, that my mum and dad's are going to be able to kind of keep up. When I say keep up, I don't really mean that, because it sounds like I'm thinking I'm progressing ahead of them or above them. No, none of that in my life, none of that in the way I'm thinking. It's just that, how are we going to have a conversation? Full stop. I think. I was shocked last night. Like, there's one thing, I'm not going to go into it, but to hear it, I've heard this thing from both sides, and also from the side of immediate people involved, right? And his perspective of it is completely, absolutely polar opposite end of the spectrum to what not just the person directly involved thinks, but what everybody else thinks as well, right? And I've had those conversations, so I've heard it from them. Maybe they thought that at the time, I don't know, because, you know, we all, as you know, the family isn't always talking, but I've had those conversations over the years, so a span of years, this is how long it's been going on. And yet, he said something last night that he really, really believes that something he's doing is for the benefit of that person, and everybody else completely thinks the opposite. And it's a real eye-opener. I mean, I might be wrong, the information might have changed, their feelings might have changed, and now it might all be different. And so who am I to say? But from the little bit I know, and I might go and ask that person again, maybe for an up-to-date version, but I can't get in the way of it. And like I said, I feel like because I'm waiting for this psychotherapist, and I really, really can't wait to start. I'm need it. I feel like I do, and I'm trying to have adult conversations, or use some psychology that I've learned along the way to try and fix something. And I'm just it was interesting because last night I thought about it, and it's me, right, as an adult trying to have a conversation to my dad, who really has zero respect for me, again from a few things he said recently. And I understand, of course, not problems like there are in the world, but every now and then I get myself into a major meltdown, and it requires some help to get back. Doesn't require, but I'm lucky enough to have that help, and really it's, while I was having that conversation and thinking back about having that conversation with him last night, I could just see that really that's that little boy trying to just talk to his parents, isn't it? Without the analysis and the trying to be a psychotherapist, I'm just trying to get some dialogue and communication on a particular level that they don't understand. And it's really tough to get that through, because he, one of the things I can say that he said last night was yeah, so don't you remember we used to sit on the terrace and have balconies and have chats? No, I don't know what you're moaning about. I was there. I was talking to you. I used to, when you was at university, and you used to come back. I was interested in your courses. Yep, you were. No, I'm not disputing the fact that you're great. We love you. There are the good times in life, and no one's disputing those. And I think he was focused on that quite a lot. So I don't think he's been able to separate the fact that, and I always say it, and the problem is he forgets things. I'll forget what I'm talking about, but I won't forget what I've said. But he'll forget what he said within 2 minutes, and then deny that he's ever said it. And the other thing is that he says as well is that the other thing that happens is that he'll say something in his words, and then I'll say, "Oh right, so you don't think." You don't think that there could be another option, the opposite of it or whatever that he hasn't thought about. And then it'll be, well, I didn't really mean that. And for me, this communication thing, please try to say what you mean. It would be a lot better, or try and think before you speak and say what you mean. And don't get me wrong, I'm not having a go here. I'm like that, but I'm not having a go. I'm just thinking to myself, how can I improve my things? And if I'm coming across to people like that, well, I need to think about what I'm saying, because you can't go around just saying one thing and then switching it because it suits you, especially when I'm asking for some meaningful dialogue. Anyway, it was all quite interesting and quite exhausting, and quite at one point I was down. I was like, oh no, here we go again. But then I was like, you know what? And the thing the thing that gets me about it is that my fear is that he'll die. And if I really do need them to conquer my mental fear, my mental health, sorry, and get to the bottom of this, this inner child relationship, whatever it is with them that I have, and he dies because he can't be asked to flip in, to even consider that somebody else's point of view could be worth considering. I mean, I don't know, it's so difficult to explain, but, he'll die without doing it, and we're all going to suffer. And probably our children will suffer because we've never dealt with our problems. I mean, my child already is because I'm here, mentally unwell. Anyway, so it's just, that's what I think's sad about it. And actually, he literally said last night that, wait, let me get it right, because if I'm going to say something literally, then I need to think about it. He said, I asked him to be a little bit, I said, look, I'm trying this being aware of my body and being aware of my mind and being aware when I'm hungry and stuff like that. Why don't you try being aware of your communication? Because he's admitted that his communication's poor. And the answer was actually, no, I'm not bothered about that. Which was like actually the start of it. So it was already like a, what? Sorry, what? You're not bothered about this, the fact that your grandson is basically afraid to talk to you, as I was as a child. Not afraid, but you know what I mean? He never knows. You never know what you're going to get back. And it could be a joke, and it could be the funniest time. But it could be a complete snap attack. Snap attack? I don't know what that is, but and he I believe genuinely doesn't care yesterday. Will he think about it today and have some more thought? I don't know, because he's always drunk or drinking, and you can't really get much from someone when you're drunk. And that's not a dig at alcohol. Do what you want, but it's difficult. It's more difficult to speak to someone when they're drunk. So I think the point is just coming up to an end. The point of it is that I'm going to try to relax about this and not get myself stressed out again. Therapy my way out of this. I've missed Mila a few days. She's really upset apparently with the situation, so that's hard. So I need to try and speak to her tonight. And it was a strange day yesterday in a few ways. Slow day. Didn't get any I did get some exercise in. I got a big walk in and a bike ride, but I didn't get it on Strava, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. But oh well. Anyway, therapy my way out of this, and actually I'm going to I might send an email to Adam and just say, like, just ask one question. I've got one question that I can nip it and just a yes or no answer, and then just sit back and do my own thing and try and avoid them and try and come up with a plan of how I'm going to get out of this situation as quickly as possible, but healthy, because I think this isn't a good place for me. And again, not a dig, it's a lovely place, but I don't know if it's the best. Let's say I don't know if it's the best place for me. However, there are many positives, as usual. An objective point of view. Let's get some balance in there. I'm loving it at the same time, but there's the balance is tipping in just slightly in the fact that it's not the best place for me right now. And also having to stay in isn't the best place, isn't the best thing, and ride the times out. I think ride the times out. Therapy is in third today, so I've got another 17 days until my first therapy session. yeah, start taking these supplements and do stuff like that, and then try and kind of just leave it and see if I can just come to terms with the fact that let's stop being an amateur psychotherapist and wait for Adam and wait for this journey to start. And now I've kind of got my answers. They one thing they have done is tried, and I'm really grateful for that. They really tried, I believe. And yeah, and that satisfied me, I think. So really, job done. I'm satisfied that I don't think they're going to be able to get it on with me explaining it to them. They're probably going to need therapists. Maybe that's over to them. Now I'm going to go and deal with myself. So on that bombshell, thank you. Bit of a long one today, but really, it was a long night awake thinking, and hope I communicated that fairly. Yeah, and objectively. So, Milan, baby, I find you tonight. I love you, baby. I'm coming for you. And keep your heads up, your heart strong, and your mind set. Thank you. Ciao.